Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. Somebody posted this picture on Facebook and asked, they want to cut out the outside and the inside to make earrings. The flip-flop itself doesn't trace for that bad, but the or the hibiscus traces terrible. So I just went on the internet and got a hibiscus that's clean and sharp. So just go, whenever things, and then I try to get a better pair of flip-flops, and I was really surprised the amount of flip-flops that have hibiscus on them. So we're going to go to object and group and ungroup this, and we're just going to start taking the white away. And I'm actually going to take away this whole black. So what I'm going to do now is let me move this yellow or make this yellow bigger. I'm going to take this whole flip-flop and move it over. Well, I've got to see what my nudge factor is. Let's see how big this thing is. It's a little bit, it's 5 inch, less than 5. So I'm going to just nudge this over 5. And you can see all the trash that it left behind. It did us a favor by doing that. So now we can delete all that trash. Now, this isn't terrible, but if we left click, right click, and maybe kind of smooth it up just a hair, we could you could do it. If you don't have X7 and above, you can use the shape tool. And we could actually try this, turn all these and reduce the nodes and type in 20. And if it doesn't distort the flip-flop, you're 100% off better. Now, even with that said, it's not perfect. So if you have I believe it's 8 or above, you could grab the smoothing tool. Because if this is it's an earring and it's going to be quite small, but you want it to be somewhat perfect. And I'm not going to take the time of it. So whoever, I didn't even check it, Jason Ram tagged my name on it. I didn't even take the time. I just took it. So just make that smooth. And I'm going to show her how to, or I shouldn't say Ginger because I didn't read it. I'm going to show them how to add this hibiscus. So I'm going to left click, right click on the hibiscus, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to either expand it, or just take this, and what we can do, because I want that to be all one piece. If it's an earring, it's going to be quite fragile. So I'm going to just put these nodes up into here. And what that's going to do is going to keep it all kind of together. I can take away a couple of nodes. And then we're going to go through here, and you can already see it's already there. But I want a couple more. I want it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to right click and turn this into a cusp. And when you do that, only one handle will move. Now what I'm going to do is take my virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. And I'm going to come through here and I'm going to delete these lines. Before I would, do all this, I'd make sure it's pretty smooth. Like there's still a rough spot right there on the hibiscus. If you take the smoothing tool, see now we're way too big. Let's go 0.2 because we're on this flower now, and just smooth it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're almost there. And what I would suggest to do to take the Smart Fill tool, and we'll use black, and we'll fill that in. And look at that. Now that's all one shape. And then I can left click, right click. And if you look, we don't want to cut the hibiscus out, but see, this kind of looks funny right in here just because it's the two shoes coming together. So my suggestion to them to do this in an earring. So let's say it's, you're not going to have an earring that big. So let's reduce it. Let's say that's still 3 inches. That's huge. Let's say 2¼ inches. Okay. And you can always unlock your ratio and type in 2.25, and it made it. So what I would do for this case, let me think about this, because I don't want the hibiscus cut out. I don't want these to be hairline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, set on black again. I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to nudge it over, fill that in, nudge it over, fill that in, nudge it over. So what that is, This is that's what happens when you hit the Smart Fill tool. Now, if we take this is our cut line, okay? Now we need an outside cut line. And my suggestion there, let's do this. Let's put a rectangle, take the Smart Fill tool, move that over. I'm going to move it over again. I'm going to left click, right click, go up to Object, Break Curve Apart so we can get rid of that box. I would make this a little bit bigger to the outside of the shoe, because when we fill this in just a second, you'll see the difference. So I'm going to go to Effects and Contour. I'm going to contour to the outside just like 0.02, let's say. See, it just gave us a little bit of a contour. It's going to be around that color. And you don't have to do that. You can cut right on the color. We're going to go to Object, Break Contour Apart. We're going to grab the inside and put it to the left or to the right. And then I'm going to put this one to the right. Now, this is your cut line. Okay? But we still need to, well, let's say she's not going to engrave this. I hadn't thought about that. That changes a little bit. Let's try this. Let's take the Smart Fill tool. And what I'm going to do so I can make sure I get it all, matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of the yellow box. I'm going to get rid of this box. And I am going to group this together. It should be anyway. Because I'm going to try to fill in all the black of the hibiscus, the other part. So this is just a suggestion. See, we're going to, well, no, we're not. That looks pretty good. Now, because this is grouped together, we can move this over. And if she wanted to engrave that on whatever wood, if she's making a wooden earring, that would look pretty good. Now, you could still not do that and engrave the shoe itself, but I think it will look better like this. And if she doesn't like it, she can repost. Now we need to make some sort of earring eyelet holder. And I know very little about that. Let's go 0.2. And let's put it in our shoe, say like right there. Well, that's something maybe she'll determine, because you only need a little bitty hole for a earring. And if you put something in there, it would kind of take away. So you could do right there. Now it's going to hang funny, but I don't think this down here would work. So maybe put it, somewhere right in here and just kind of test it. Now, and this is one of those items where you for surely, let me delete everything on the page, hit F4, make sure that's the only thing on the page. We want to make sure this hole is cut first, because this is going to be so little if it falls, that hole isn't going to be round. So let's go to Windows, Dockers, and Object, and go to the layer and see all these are the curves. So this is going to be the last thing cut. That's a no-no. We want that to be the first thing cut. So I'm going to grab it and go all the way down. I'm holding down the mouse button and put it there and let go. Now the ellipse is going to cut first, then that bottom part of the shoe, the left part of the shoe, the right top, the left top, and the outside. That's exactly how you want it, because you want the outside to cut last, and then it could fall out. But so you're going to engrave it first and then cut it, and it'll cut in that order. And if you will post and email me this, I'll send you this file, and then you can manipulate or change it. I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.